Time travel has been a puzzle of science fiction for decades, and the speculation only ramps up every day. It's a concept that sparks a lot of questions, concerns, and theories. Perhaps someday we will meet a time traveler who was once among us and shares more of their knowledge with us. Or maybe they won't be real at all. The possibilities seem endless. Would there be a set of rules for time travelers to follow? And what would happen if they decided to break them? There may or may not be, but it's impossible to tell. In 1998, a gentleman by the name of John Titor arrived from the future, or so he said. In his timeline, as he claimed, General Electric had managed to invent time travel in the year 2034. He showed and described his time-traveling device in great detail, and then vanished just as abruptly as he appeared. He seemed to be on a mission, but perhaps he wasn't real in any way at all. How could anyone know? If we were able to prove that someone has traveled from a different time, it would be very interesting for science, although it might overwrite Albert Einstein's theory of relativity. Einstein believed time to be a fourth dimension. Space is a three-dimensional spectrum of length, width, and height. Time offers direction. Together, they form a space-time continuum. And gravity can affect it in various ways. Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, which is the backbone of modern science, claims that gravity is actually a curved space-time, and that time and space are inseparable. And technically, because space and time are one thing, gravity could bend time as well as space. However, you would need something really big to notice any changes in the movement of time. If you somehow managed to get yourself near a black hole, like Sagittarius A, you would be experiencing time at half speed compared to people on Earth. As the fabric of space-time is bending, light is being stretched out and time has slowed down for you. This is because Sagittarius A packs an immense mass of 4 million suns into an infinitely dense point, creating a very strong gravitational field around it. Moving really fast is a great way to travel back in time, as the speed of light causes the world around you to move really slowly, so you can see all those mistakes from your past and learn from them. If you were a passenger on a train that somehow could travel at 99% of the speed of light, each year spent on the train would be equivalent to 223 years of time spent in the future. That would make you a time traveler into your future, and your family and friends might not recognize you. John Titor proposed that his invention, called a vertical axis transducer, was what made time travel possible in the first place. As he described it, people could use this device to travel back in time. Werner, described as one of the greatest scientists of all time, had put his mind to create a machine that would allow for manipulation of gravity. He called the C-204, which he had constructed using 2 microsingularities and sensors to lock it in place in space. The Titor machine also looked very much like the DeLorean from the original Back to the Future movie. But it only allowed him to travel in time for 60 years before returning back to its home time, just like the DeLorean did. Perhaps one would have a hard time believing that Titor was actually traveling in time, but this was an important factor to remember when trying to figure out how he knew what he was doing. This proves that time travel is not an easy process. Time travelers could make predictions about the future, show their futuristic technology, or even undergo some genetic testing to support their story. Perhaps the best way to prove time travel is real would be to take you with them on their next exciting adventure. Although it has never been proven, people have taken the possible time travel theory and came up with different methods of proving it. For example, in 2009, theoretical physicist Stephen Hawking threw a party for time travelers only, and it was an open invitation to nobody else. Mr. Hawking didn't send out invitations until after the party. He believed that if time travelers from the future came before the invitation was released, then that would prove that time travel would become possible one day. He sat there waiting for hours, but nobody showed up. There is a chance that time travelers from the future will learn to use wormholes, or bridges in space-time. that would allow them to travel back and forth through time. We haven't seen any evidence of time travel yet, but one of the biggest concerns with time travel is how to find the wormholes sometimes. The gravitational field could slam you right back into your own timeline, so it might be difficult to plan without obsessively considering every possible outcome. This theory is plausible, but the party was likely just canceled because it didn't meet important deadlines. The future people might have arrived too late to attend the party and missed out on a fun celebration. Perhaps time travelers are only allowed to visit their past or future selves because any changes made in the present or future could cause irreparable damage to the timeline. These changes could range from spreading diseases, changing historical events, or even changing anything that exists in the entire universe. It is possible that the information about time traveling is so highly classified that only a few people would be trusted with it. Maybe traveling back in time isn't possible after all. Maybe time can only move forward and never backwards. It is possible that the story of John Titor was a big hoax. The spacecraft has been orbiting Earth for years, and we have not yet found any evidence to suggest otherwise. In a way, we may already be living with time travel in our lifetime. Astronauts that are on board the International Space Station can travel at 8 kilometers per second. This is because they are able to age slower, although the difference is measured in hundredths of a second. But if you are listening, you are invited to a reception for time travelers hosted by Stephen Hawking. The party will take place at the University of Cambridge, UK on June 28, 2009. And hey, if you have time to jump on a spaceship and explore the incredible time-traveling effects of a black hole, do it.